Hey everybody, welcome to Sean's page. Sean here. Today I want to take some time out to talk to you about this watch. This is the Invicta Grand Diver model 18160. Before I start, I'd like to ask you to go ahead and please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Didn't focus on my thumb. There you go. We're focused back on the watch. So here we go. This watch contains a Seiko, you can see it on the back, NH35a automatic movement. It has 24 joules and beats at 21,600 beats per hour. It's automatic, hand winding, hackable, has the date complication, the DiaShock system. It is, the movement itself is about 5.3 millimeters tall. With the hands, it's about 7 millimeters tall, which is kind of a concern on this watch being so tall. I think it's a 17 millimeter thick watch. It's a bit of a chunky monkey to have such a thin movement in it. However, more on that later. This has a unidirectional bezel. That's for diving. Kind of essential to put this over here and look at your elapsed time while you're underwater. It's got a mineral crystal front and display back. Mineral crystal is, as you probably are aware, is a fancy way of saying glass. It's stronger than an acrylic crystal, but not nearly as strong as sapphire. It's got a big signed crown. It's got the Grand Diver engraved, beefy crown protectors, screw-in crown, water resistant rating of 300 meters. Now that's important to note when talking about water resistance. This means a watch of this model, the Invicta Grand Diver, has gone through the water test. It doesn't mean this watch did. It means a watch off of, I don't know, off of per 1,000, per 100, per production run, whatever goes through the test. Now, if it says something like, you'll see on this Seiko Sumo, divers 200 meters, that means this watch, this exact watch, goes through the test. It's an ISO test, and it has another few criteria. One is a second hand that moves, so you can tell that the watch is running. A unidirectional bezel, easy to read hands, big difference between the hands. These hands are very similar. Blah, blah, blah. There's a number of ratings to get an ISO certified dive watch. The case, 47 millimeters. It's a big one. I already just told you 17 millimeters thick with a 20 millimeter lug width. Now, let's talk about what is so cool about this watch. It's nice. It's durable. It's so far kept great time for me. The bezel is very, very solid. I'm not impressed with the crystal being above the bezel. It's proud. So there's no protection for the crystal, but whatever. This is a watch that'll cost you 110 bucks. And that's where Invicta suffers. They make a lot of goofy, big, thicker than 17 millimeters. Their watches are over 20 millimeters in some of them. Thick watches that have quartz movements and are just garbage. They're laughable. And then they produce something like this, which is, it's been a capable watch. It keeps great time. It's losing about 4 seconds a day. Not bad. It's an accurate, very robust movement. The movement itself is, I think they sell for $40 or $50 bucks. I think it depends on how many movements you buy. It's a great movement. It's a great watch, and Invicta makes good stuff. And they could easily make this watch a little thinner ditch the garbage Costco watches you see in the big fake knockoff Pelican case, and focus on good watches. And I think they can easily charge you another $100 for this watch, and they'll fly off the shelves. It's quality. The only minor flaw is Loom. Let's do the Loom test that everybody really seems to like. So I got two studio lights here. Turn off one. There's your Loom. Now take a look and see if you can spot the second-hand pip. I can spot it. It's at the 5. It's at the 4, and it's going around the 5. This Loom will barely last through a movie. It's not great, but look at the little pips. Look at how they're actual raised pieces. The watch has a lot of bling, a lot of factor. Problem is, people will look at it and they'll say, "Wow, that's a beautiful watch," and it is. In person, this watch is it's too shiny. They should brush some bracelets, do some brushed links on the bracelets, maybe everything in the middle, maybe along the sides, make it thinner, make it a little less flashy. But right now you look at it and you see it from a distance, and look at the color on the dial. The sunburst kind of finish is beautiful. People look at it and say, "Wow, that's great," and then they get up close and say, "Oh, it's an Invicta, whatever." So, you take it for what it is. It's a good watch. It's heavy. I guess if you needed to, you could drive a nail with it. One of the things I don't like is it's got a diver's helmet, and a diver's helmet, and a diver's helmet, and a diver's helmet. They could do without the ones on the lugs as far as I'm concerned. The logo here, I kind of like that Invicta does this. It's like a big billboard that's blank on many watches. Invicta and Hamilton, I think it was the Aqua Riva, they did that on the back. I like it. This Grand Diver, they changed the font and put that over here. That's not that great. The back is well done. It's not a finished movement, just got a painted rotor. I don't know what else I can say. There's a good focus on it. Let's see if we can see down inside. You can see where that crown goes from here all the way into this movement. It's a small movement. I think it's under 30 millimeters in a 47 millimeter case. Could you go wrong with this watch? No, it's a good watch. I like it. I think that if you had the option of this watch versus something by a micro brand like a Deep Blue, buy this one. The Deep Blue watches, I've had one. It was a lovely watch. It had a defect, and they actually charged me shipping both ways to return it, and didn't refund my shipping, so I was out about $40. The shipping to get the watch and the shipping to return it with a defect. I wasn't happy having a broken watch. 1 out of 100% of the watches I've handled from them were broken. Whatever. Just the company not being willing to at least pay the return shipping. I just had to ditch them. There's no warranty on their website. They want a watch registration. This is, again, the Deep Blue company, a micro brand, which uses a Seiko movement. They want you to register their watch for warranty, and you have to include the serial number to register the watch, and the watch doesn't have a serial number. It was just hilarious. It just seems like it was run poorly. This Invicta is a big company. They've been around since 1837. They stand behind their products. It's good stuff. It's just a little bulky. This watch will do a wrist shot for you. I got small 6 1/4 inch wrists. Here you go. I don't think it looks too bad. It's a little big on me. In real life with that bubble back, it lays kind of flat against the wrist. It's not bad. It's a nice watch. It's heavy, and there's so much steel here. It will take several minutes to warm up. So there you go. I like the company. I like their watches. you can actually find these. This one came from Amazon, and I think you two will like it. The Cyclops window, not a lot of people like that, but look at today's date, the 4th. Pow, stands right out there. Oh, let's activate the crown, why not? First one is the hand winding. The next one is the date change. And the final one, watch your second hand. Right there. Stopped it. That is, and this is buttery smooth. This feels so fantastic. This movement, and this is a Seiko movement, so Seiko is responsible for how fantastic that feels. And when I push this in once, the second hand will immediately take off. So there. So what you do is you get the second hand to the 12 o'clock, then you pull it out and you set the time to a minute ahead of whatever your cell phone reads. And as soon as it flips, as soon as your time flips on your cell phone, push the button and you have synced the time, and you can watch this for when you can check for the accuracy. It was really easy to catch the threads. Again, Sean here, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, go out and buy it. It's a nice watch. I've had Invictas in the past. They've lasted for a decade. You can't go wrong. Under 110 bucks. Thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and tell your friends about the Invicta Grand Diver model 18160. Thanks again. Bye-bye.